So I saw The Magnificent Seven, and it was decent. And decent really was all that it was for me. Don't get me wrong, this film had a lot going for it. There's some great action in it, and the character interactions are pretty likable. It's just there's not a whole lot of meat to this, at least not for my taste. I should note that I did not see the original movie, so I can't really whine and complain about, oh, Hollywood, they're remaking too much stuff. Have some original ideas. I mean, I would do that, and I want to do that because I just like saying that. But I haven't seen the original movie, so, what can I commentate on? How dare you remake the movie I didn't see? Like, what? So anyways, what's going on? Bad guy comes up, shoots up the town, and says it's now under his control. And this woman, who is not Jennifer Lawrence, because I thought she looked like Jennifer Lawrence, helps round up a gang of 7 people to help fight the tyranny of this guy. Of the 7, we have Denzel Washington's character, Grissom. A sort of, straightforward character for the most part. Guy ain't accepted by a lot of people, kind of a bit of a loner. But he gets pretty intense in the climax. I won't give too much away. I'll get into that in the spoiler section, but yeah, his cool, calm demeanor changes. Then we have Chris Pratt's Josh Faraday, who is pretty much a Star-Lord in Western times that's racist against Mexicans, who is constantly giving Vasquez shit. Then we have Ethan Hawke as Goodnight, who suffers from PTSD and sort of is like, I don't fight people and stuff like that. He was pretty cool. Vincent D'Onofrio's Jack Horn, he was sort of this tracker who uses like axes as weapons, and he's like a big burly beast. Then we have Byung-hun Lee's Billy Rocks, who mostly uses knives in melee combat, which, knives are great, but in the middle of like a gunfight, use guns. That's why they say you never bring a knife to a gunfight. I think they say that. I don't know. Hey Billy, do you know? No? Okay. Then we have Manuel Garcia-Ruflo as Vasquez, this sort of outlaw who is my least favorite. Not that he's a bad character, there just wasn't much to him. Like, I didn't feel like each character we sort of got to know their inside, we got to know their motivations, but with Vasquez, not so much. Even the reason why he's even goes along with it in the first place is a little iffy to me, but whatever. And then we have Martin Sensmeyer, who is Red Harvest, who is a Native American bloke that uses arrows and stuff. He's basically like Hawkeye in Western times. We have Star-Lord and we have Hawkeye. If only the others could have followed through and been, people. I don't know. I mean, I guess Byung-hun Lee could be like a male Black Widow that uses knives. Never mind. It's a movie that starts off really lighthearted and slowly grows more intense as the film goes on. The stakes raise. And I appreciated that for it, because I wasn't sure how much I would have liked the film if, well, I can't give too much away, but if they kept the same sort of tone and the way the fight sequences went, I wouldn't have liked it. But the climax really does pay off. Like, even if you're not down for the first part of this movie, the climax will save you a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Most of the characters don't really have much connection to the town or the main villain. Not much motivation there either besides money. I mean, except you find out stuff at the end. with some of the characters, but it would have been nicer if we learned some of that stuff in the beginning to give them more motivation. Like, oh, not only do I save these people, I save them from the monster who once hurt me, and stuff like that. But, you know, whatever. Digression. Overall, yes, I would recommend this movie. It's a nice little Western action flick that, well, it doesn't have much going for it plot-wise. Overall, for what it does have, it's fairly good and fairly enjoyable to watch. The action scenes are great and entertaining. They get intense. A lot of people die. So many people die. But yeah, recommendation. Alright, spoiler time. Now, this mostly has to do with the climax, seeing as that's the only real issues I take. In the climax, as you can see in the trailers, they use the Gatling gun before... First the guy sends out all of his men to take this town. And he knows there's going to be fighting. He knows they're going to fight back. So my question is, why didn't he use the Gatling gun in the beginning? Use your Gatling gun, mow down, the buildings that they're hiding in, and in all the chaos, then send the guys out there. Don't send them out there and then shoot while they're still fighting for you. You'll lose your guys, and you'll have a lesser chance of winning. I am going to be a villain one day, and I will remember these things. He even sends the Native American guy out there before, while he's reloading and preparing to fire the Gatling gun again, with his main guy out there, the guy who's been by his side since the beginning. Why would you do that? Don't you care? Well, I guess not, given the times, but even a little? And I do like how, at first, the people they were fighting were basically stormtroopers. They couldn't hit them. Like, there was one part where Chris Pratt was standing still, and a guy takes 2 shots at him, misses both times. Chris Pratt shoots him once, and he's dead. But then here, like, in the climax, they freaking kill everybody. Hell, even the main characters die. Like, yeah. Over half of the Magnificent Seven die in this movie. And I respect it for that. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to keep this lighthearted tone, but no, holy shit. There are consequences. The stakes, they are being raised into the heavens. Hello, God, we're the stakes, and we've been raised by the director of this movie. Chris Pratt, he dies. Vincent D'Onofrio, he dies. Byung-hun Lee, he dies. Ethan Hawke, he dies. And pretty brutally too. They don't go out very easily. And then we find out in the like what I mentioned with Denzel Washington. We find out at the end that the main villain had a role in the death of Denzel Washington's daughters and wife. Now, what I argue is, yeah, this is a pretty big revelation, and like he gets pretty scary as he's strangling the guy, but my question is, why wasn't that brought up in the beginning? Like, he's like, oh, who's bothering you? And it's so-and-so. So-and-so. So-and-so killed my family. You've got my attention. And stuff like that. I felt like it might have helped the story flow. It would have at least given him a stronger motivation, in my opinion. But, it was fine. It was a pretty intense moments. And then he gets shot by not Jennifer Lawrence. Remember, guys, she's not Jennifer Lawrence. I made that mistake. Leave me be. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, follow us on social media, and retweet us and favorite us and whatever it is other social media stuff is. I don't know, you kids these days. You know more than me. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. And you want to know something funny? I've had to do this review twice, because the first time I recorded it all, but I forgot to turn on my microphone. So let's all laugh at how stupid Spencer is, because he's kind of a moron. At least that's what Micah thinks. Comment down below and tell Micah I'm not a moron. Goodbye. But P.S. I actually am, though. I just don't want to admit it. Even though I just did. Damn it.